I want to start this video off by posing a question to you. I want you to think about a new skill you were trying to develop, or even a new job, learning the processes, procedures, the tasks of the job, and just feeling your way through being that new employee. How did you know that you were getting good, getting great, or getting extraordinary at that new skill or at that new job? One word: feedback. We can receive feedback internally from ourselves as we're doing a task or skill, telling ourselves, all right, getting pretty good. Or we get feedback from ourselves and tell ourselves that, I'm all right, I could be better. We can get external feedback where others can critique us, others who are more experienced at that skill, more experienced at the job, and they tell us how we are efficient or inefficient. And outcomes can be a form of feedback, separate from people externally. I look at this academic dismissal period as a form of feedback and not failure. Feedback to show where we were inefficient in some areas and that we don't have to look at it as like, it's just this big failure. No, this is the feedback that we need. I've taken so much inspiration as I have reworked and reflect on my 1L year and the importance of feedback from my time, 5 years to be exact, in a public speaking organization that I am part of called Toastmasters. And I'm with this club in Atlanta, Georgia. It's called Peachtree Toastmasters. And Toastmasters, for if you don't know, it is a public speaking organization, leadership development organization where we have meetings every single week and we give speeches according to the Toastmasters international education programs, and we give speeches on specific projects, and some of them are detailed and some of them we can just do speeches and talk about anything of our own. But the cornerstone of a Toastmaster meeting is to receive immediate feedback once we have given a speech. At a Toastmaster meeting, we have a speech evaluator that's giving us one-on-one feedback during the meeting, right after we speak. And not only do we have that particular person, but everybody in the meeting has a ballot sheet where they can write their comments of how a speaker performed, what they did great, and some areas that they can improve on. So everybody in the meeting is giving this particular speaker feedback. And over time, this speaker, and I'll say for myself, dramatic transformation of their speech, their delivery. That's the only reason why I can sit up here and do these videos, because I have progressed and transformed so much in my public speaking. But it was all because of Toastmasters, and they given me constant feedback, constructive feedback, even feedback telling me that I was inefficient in some areas or I was just completely off. And that was okay. We want to know those things. We don't want somebody that's, you're just doing such a great job. Like, great job, buddy. No, if we are off, we're off. We're inefficient, we're inefficient. We can't deliver, we can't deliver. But we need that so that we can course correct. So I took inspiration and creativity of the concept of immediate feedback, being in Toastmasters for 5 years, and I go every single week, haven't missed a week, Monday evenings. And I looked at my 1L year, I was like, I wasn't giving myself no immediate feedback. It was just going day to day, week to week, month to month throughout the semester, and I wasn't measuring my progress. I wasn't measuring if I was getting good or I wasn't getting good. It was just, I was in this unconscious pattern, just go, 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 without stopping and evaluating. So as we go back, and as we are reworking, and even considering going back to law school, our 1L year, we had to be better self-regulators and self-evaluators, as I talked about in my other video. Academic self-awareness is so key. There is nobody that's going to say, hey, you are performing this way, or how's it going? We have to do this ourselves. We are in the big leagues now with law school. It's the top of the top. Yeah, it's not practicing lawyer. That's big leagues, but it's like the amateur big leagues. We have to monitor, evaluate our own behaviors, emotions, thoughts, and performance. So I don't even see law school as even law school anymore. I look at it as a performance, in-class performance, and out of the class performance, a form of training. Everything that we're doing, it is performance. When I'm in Toastmasters and giving a speech, it is a performance, and I get feedback on it. So I thought to myself, why not adopt that with our in-class performance, giving ourselves immediate feedback of our performance. And even outside of class, when we are studying, sitting down, reading cases, studying, giving ourselves immediate feedback of how we are thinking, how we are behaving, concentrating, focusing, the speed that we are reading, executing, writing a brief in class. Are we raising our hands? Almost every class. Those standards that I talked about in a separate video, we want to give ourselves immediate feedback right after class of, are we meeting those in-class performance standards and outside of class performance standards? And giving ourselves immediate feedback lets us know if we're efficient or inefficient, if we're on course or off course. And it's okay. Some of these classes and outside, they'll be up and down. May not be on every single class or every single day. But as I talked about in a separate video, we want to track the patterns. We want to see the patterns that are not serving us. So for example, we are getting easily distracted, looking at our phones or whatever it is when we are reading cases. We want to track that and to give ourselves immediate feedback. And I believe the best way to do this is to have an Excel spreadsheet of our standards of each day. And I know this may sound elementary, but I believe that's the best way of tracking it versus trying to do it in our heads of, oh, we know, no, let's put it down electronically because we're in 2019, so why not do it electronically instead of journaling it by paper? You can do it by paper, it's cool. I'm gonna do mine electronically. And tracking it, seeing the patterns that best serve us, and then the patterns that don't serve us. And it's a speed game. How fast can we recognize the patterns that do not serve us and make the choices and decisions and strategizing in a different way to create new patterns that best serve us? I believe this is something that is going to be so crucial, something that we can measure ourselves, something that we know we can have success on our exams, and even just the day-to-day, week-to-week progress of us getting better at legal analyzing contracts, torts, property, criminal law, and even in our writing, that if we can give ourselves this immediate feedback as soon as we leave class. For me, I'm going to do it on my phone, where I'm going to plug in my standards that I set for myself of whether I met it or if I didn't. And it's okay if I didn't. And I may jot additional notes of where I was off, and maybe I didn't answer the hypothetical or question in the right way, but I was able to learn from some of my other classmates' perspective. But I want to jot that down. I want to type that in so that I can analyze this on a day-to-day basis, and then come Sunday, let's analyze it over a week's period and to see, are we meeting the standards? Are we meeting and executing our schedule? Are we getting all our tasks done? This immediate feedback loop. This is what I believe is going to guarantee and even put ourselves in a favorable position to dominate our 1L exams. That we're not just running on these unconscious behaviors and just, oh, we'll just correct it a month or 2 months, 3 months from now. No. Day by day, we need that immediate feedback right then and there. And pushing ourselves and putting the system in place with an Excel spreadsheet, as I've recommended to you, to evaluate that. And I believe that tracking it, we'll be able to better self-regulate, better self-evaluate, even on the things that we are inefficient, even on maybe some bad habits that we haven't ridden ourselves of. But with this system, we can catch it more quickly and do something about it. It's not waiting until the end of semester like we tried to do our past 1 year. Nah, we got to catch these things on a daily and do something about it on a daily. So I hope that you can take a valuable message, a valuable way of putting this system in place as you're reworking your 1L year, and as you get accepted back in, because we're getting accepted back in, baby, that you can put this system in place to make this sweet promise, this sweet deal to your law school that you are going to dominate 1L exams without a shadow of a doubt. But because you have these performance systems, you have these immediate feedback loops for yourself, that you are testing yourself, you are evaluating yourself, that there's just no way when game time comes, exam times come, you are going to be so efficient, so on point, that you'll be evaluating, you're getting better, you're getting great, and then you become extraordinary, to where this carries on to 2L, 3L, bar, and even as you become a practicing lawyer, that we're just not guesstimating anymore. We are evaluating ourselves on a greater level. And you can make this spreadsheet unique to you. This Excel spreadsheet doesn't have to be the way I do it. Unique to you. Feedback loop. Giving yourself that feedback. How are you getting better? Even in your emotions, your thoughts, your feelings, your energy. Even jot some of those things down too. That you may not be on every single day, but you want to track that yourself too, because that is a part of your performance academically, even as a lawyer, how we are thinking, feeling, behaving energetically. All that is going to play into this performance that you are going to deliver for clients, for the firm. That we're not waiting until we get to this magical dream and vision of being a lawyer. It starts right here and right now. We are in the moment. So let's continue to instill the proper systems and processes that we need to be a supercomputer, a super machine, a dominating machine. Let's go. Woo!